In 1872, a ship was discovered drifting silently in the Atlantic Ocean, moving with the waves but without a single person on board. Its cargo was untouched, its belongings were still neatly arranged, and yet the entire crew had vanished without a trace. On December 5th of that year, a British vessel named the Dei Groscher noticed another ship floating aimlessly near the Azores Islands. As they drew closer, the crew recognized the name painted on the hull. It was the Mary Celeste, a merchant ship that had departed from New York weeks earlier on a routine journey to Italy. From the outside, nothing seemed wrong. The sails were partially raised, the structure of the ship was intact, and there were no signs of damage caused by rough weather or collision. When the boarding crew stepped onto the deck, an unsettling silence surrounded them. The ship felt abandoned, yet strangely preserved. As they moved below deck, the truth became clear. The Mary Celeste was completely empty. Captain Benjamin Briggs was gone, along with his wife, their young daughter, and 7 experienced crew members. Food and fresh drinking water were still available, enough to last for months. More than 1,700 barrels of alcohol cargo remained untouched in the ship's hold. Inside the cabins, personal belongings were carefully left behind. Clothing was folded, beds were undisturbed, and valuable items remained exactly where they had been placed, as if the crew had stepped away expecting to return shortly. One detail stood out above all others. The ship's lifeboat was missing. Despite this, there were no signs of violence, no evidence of a struggle, and no indication that the ship had been attacked. The final entry in the ship's log had been written 9 days earlier and described calm seas and normal sailing conditions. This discovery raised a troubling question. Why would an experienced captain abandon a ship that was still seaworthy, fully supplied and undamaged? Leaving the vessel meant certain danger, yet staying aboard would have been far safer. Whatever decision was made, it had to have felt urgent enough to leave behind everything familiar. Over the years, many theories have attempted to explain what happened to the crew of the Mary Celeste. Some believe fumes from the alcohol cargo may have created fear of an explosion, forcing the crew to evacuate the ship temporarily. Others suggest piracy, mutiny, or a sudden natural event that caused panic. There are also theories that point toward explanations beyond human understanding, yet none of these ideas fully explain why the crew would leave their possessions, their supplies, and their only reliable shelter behind. The Mary Celeste was eventually recovered and sailed again, but its reputation never escaped the shadow of what had occurred on that voyage. Years later, the ship was deliberately destroyed, its name forever linked to mystery. As for the people who vanished, no bodies were ever found, no clues were discovered, no answers were given. The fate of Captain Briggs, his family, and his crew remains unknown. To this day, the story of the Mary Celeste stands as one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in history. It serves as a reminder that some stories do not end with explanations. Some mysteries fade quietly, drifting through time, waiting to be remembered by those willing to look into the darkness and listen to what the silence leaves behind.